Wow. Just wow. Steelers go running back Kaleb Johnson out of Iowa for their third-round pick with Shedeur Sanders, with Jalen Milroe still being on the board. Will Howard still on the board too. Quinn Ewers. And then in terms of other running backs we could have taken instead of Kaleb Johnson, you had Cam Scatterbo, Dylan Sampson there, Devin Neal, DJ Giddens, Jordan James, Tootin out of Virginia Tech. So a lot of other decent running backs on the board. Now, I'd argue Kaleb Johnson was the best of that bunch, and the Steelers made a good pick here because I also think Kaleb Johnson's a really good scheme fit for us. I went over that whenever I did, probably like a month ago. I did a mock draft that was not necessarily based on what I would do, but more based off what I think the Steelers will do. And I had us going with the first two picks, defensive line. And now, granted, it was Kenneth Grant in that mock draft. It was defensive line, then running back with our first two picks. And we go Derek Harmon and Kaleb Johnson. A lot to unpack here because no one would have thought Shedeur Sanders was going to be available for our third-round pick. No one. Not just heading into this draft, but also heading into this day too. And I talked about it earlier in today's video. I was like, what are the Steelers going to do here? We're not picking till 83. They're like 50 picks are going to go by, and we're not even going to make a pick. So, like, how's this all going to play out? What are the Steelers going to do? I said, he's not going to be there for our third-round pick, and I don't feel like we're going to go out of our way to trade up to get him. So I think Shedeur's out of play. It's probably the same case with Jalen Milroe. And we're going to look at what quarterbacks are available, and we're going to look at what running backs are available, and we're going to pick between the two positions. That was my prediction. And, I mean, we did go running back. We went Kaleb Johnson, but that was with Shedeur Sanders and Jalen Milroe being there because they didn't go in the second round. They didn't go before that 83rd pick. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. It goes back to what my initial reaction was for the Derek Harmon pick when we first passed on Shedeur Sanders and Jalen Milroe. It's either Mason season or we know Aaron Rodgers is signing here. That's my thought. Because obviously quarterback is not as big of a need as a lot of us were speculating on from a fan standpoint, from the outside looking in. But that only came about more recently. The quarterback stuff and us being in a legit spot to be taking quarterback in the first round. Because we've been talking defensive line and running back the whole offseason. The quarterback stuff, more taking place with how free agency has played out and Rodgers still waiting and not making his decision. So, the quarterback talk, it started to ramp up the closer we got to the draft and with us only having Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson on the roster. But again, Steelers must know something that we don't. It's either they're feeling really good about Mason or they know Rodgers is signing. And I don't think that's a wrong approach. I don't. I think objectively taking a defensive tackle or taking a defensive lineman in the first round and taking a running back in the third round were good picks for our team. That improves our team. Those picks both hit positions of need and where we need to improve and where we have a couple holes right now. And if we're talking just about the 2025 season, we still know Rodgers is up in the air. But Mason as our starter, I think has the chance to get the job done just as good, if not better, as compared to any of these rookie quarterbacks that we're talking about taking, that we were discussing taking in the first round and now even in the third with Shedeur and Milroe, Will Howard, Quinn Ewers all being there. And Art Rooney even said today, I saw some quotes from him, he admitted that whatever quarterback we take from this point going forward is most likely not going to be starting for us or playing significantly in 2025. The pick, the quarterback, whatever quarterback pick we make in this draft is more about the future potentially. So it's either Mason or Rodgers. That's where we're at. I like the Kaleb Johnson pick, though. I do. I think it's a good scheme fit. He's a good, outside zone runner. You could toss it to him to the outside. He could find his lanes. has really good vision, and also take it to the house. He could run by defenders. Has a big body type, can be physical at times. That's not the most prominent thing to his game. But, yeah, I think it's a good fit with Arthur Smith's scheme and what Kaleb Johnson brings to the table. I like this pickup for us. The combo of him and Jalen Warren. I think Kaleb Johnson is going to be an upgrade over Najee Harris. If we give Kaleb Johnson the carries that Najee Harris was getting, I think we're going to get more production. Wow. So what do we do in the fourth round? I think we go quarterback, fourth round. Whatever quarterback is there between Milroe, Howard, Ewers, McCord, and Sanders, I think we're taking in the fourth round. Because we're good, man. Like, everything else is luxury at this point. I think we take a quarterback to round out the quarterback room, with it being Mason, Skylar Thompson, and a rookie quarterback, or it's Aaron Rodgers, Mason, rookie quarterback, and Skylar Thompson. Because we know that we like taking 4 quarterbacks into camp anyway. So no matter whether Rodgers comes here or not, we're definitely drafting a quarterback. And then if Rodgers is here, I think that's going to depend on us picking up like an undrafted free agent, or maybe even taking another quarterback in the 7th round. I like the pick. I think we're showing direction. I think we're showing vision. I think we're showing confidence in what we're doing, even though a lot of people could be looking at the Steelers and still say, like, who's your quarterback, bro? Like, it's cool you're building up the rest of this team, but what's going on at quarterback? What's your actual plan at quarterback? Because we have no clue. If it's Mason, I'm good with it, man. I am. I know a lot of people could be questioning it. Less people questioning it within Steeler Nation, I think. But still, there's a portion of doubters among Steeler fans. Don't get me wrong, but the national media they're the ones that are going to be critiquing it the most and ripping on it the most. But I think Mason could do some damage if given the opportunity. I think this could be Mason's real shot. Why not, man? Why not? But also, Aaron Rodgers could be signing too. He very well could be signing. But that's it for this reaction to the Kaleb Johnson pick. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Stay chilling. Peace.